Shiver. Shiver wasn't quite what Ghost had expected. Old Man had apparently lied about beatings not being a thing in Shiver, but generally you were expected to fight back. Everybody fought all the time, but they'd usually forget about it in a half hour. The place was organized like a single huge compound. Instead of spreading out to take advantage of existing structures, they'd actually built several new buildings specific to their needs. There were an odd range of ex-cons and high-profile type people. There were extremely talented people in this group. Engineers, computer experts, that kind of thing. Ghost couldn't even read, but nobody treated him different for that. And he was learning to fight. He and a group of Shivers, Buddy, Ray, and some others, climbed up a network of bridges. They reached closer to the outskirts near Plaid territory and jogged up a covered pathway that once spanned a train track. The rails had shifted sideways. The covered pathway looked like a perfect sentry point. The sides leaned out in the show-offy Seattle architecture style so you could look down and watch. Both sides were barricaded with a heavy-looking mass of car parts and sheet metal. There was also a tiny hut next to the path, still on the bridge, with shattered glass windows. Buddy walked up and slapped the sheet metal barricade. A little slot that had been cut in slid open to reveal someone's eye. "Gregis," Buddy said. "It's us. We got a new Shiver. Can you do his tattoo?" Gregis opened the door. "Where you want it?" Ghost went in first, followed by Buddy. Ray and the others wouldn't fit, but they were already wandering around, hanging by their legs and arms off the sides of the bridge and chatting. Ghost and Buddy sat down on a light wicker love seat. "Ghost, you should get it somewhere people won't see," Buddy said. "I got mine on my butt." "You don't show people your butt?" Gregis said. Buddy just laughed. "Okay, what about the inside of my arm?" Ghost said. "Or, I guess people might see it when I block." "Yeah," Gregis said. "What about the side of my ribcage?" Ghost asked. Gregis looked at Buddy. She shrugged. "He can handle it." "Course I can," Ghost said. "Handle what?" "Ribcage tats kinda hurt," Gregis said. "More than a broken arm?" Buddy and Gregis laughed. "See?" Buddy said. "He's tough." The tattoo didn't hurt. It was a tiny little S with a lowercase h for Shiver. The Shiver tattoo had to be hidden because the Shivers did a lot of raids on other gangs, and they made sure nobody knew what gang they were from. If everyone decided to retaliate against them together, they'd probably get wiped out. They had very few people die on these raids, and they always carried back their fallen. Buddy told him that all Shivers got the tattoo. Other gangs wore distinguishing clothes, guards blue and black, preppers camo, but being a Shiver was permanent. The tattoo represented the commitment. Ghost didn't think about it too hard. People sure did suspect that Shiver was behind most of the raids, but so far it was just a rumor. And these raids were vicious. Practically everything in Shiver was stolen and killed for. Old Man said that killing was a mercy in this hell. Ghost had turned 12 that winter, and now he was 13. It was coming to wintertime again, when he'd turned 14. He didn't know the exact date, just that it was in winter. He went on almost every raid inside Seattle, the dangerous ones. He never got caught, because even though he was seen a lot, he could find a place to hide in a half-second. By this time, those people that recognized him often gave up on chasing him quickly. He was the ghost of Seattle. He lived, fought, and killed for Shiver. Shiver got a bigger rep because even in known gang spats, they were difficult to beat one-on-one. Old Man insisted that everyone trained to fight, and those who couldn't or wouldn't were sold as workforce. Everything was growing, except for Ghost. He was a constant, just an incarnation of fear, hate cemented into his ethereal eyes, pupils piercing through, black and a pallid face,